before we go, a little NWA speed round. I mention a name, just tell me first thing comes to your mind. I mean, it could be one word. It could be as long as you want.
Okay.
Great. Barry Windham.
Extremely talented, handsome young man. Just was one of those. No matter where he worked, he drew money. Just money, money, money.
Arn Anderson.
As tough as they come. Also, one of the funniest guys you'll be around. Just really funny.
JJ Dillon.
Never ages. It seems like once he hit the 35 to 40 look, he kept it and just kept rocking it up until now.
Kevin Sullivan.
Oh my gosh. Learned how to live a gimmick, that's for sure. Whatever his gimmick was, he put himself so into the gimmick that it became him.
Dick Murdoch.
I'd rather not one of my favorite people. Not one of my favorites.
Okay. Lex Luger.
When Vince gave him the narcissist title and made him carry the mirror, that was you become old enough that you get to see karma working every once in a while. So it was one of those moments in my life where I got to actually see karma work.
Bobby Eaton.
Oh my, what can't be said about Bobby? Just one of the nicest guys, one of the best workers. I made little matching wrestling outfits for him and his son when his son was small. Just a super, super good guy. It's sad that he and Donna are both gone. That's very, very sad.
Buddy Landell.
Jokester, just who didn't love Buddy Landell? I met him in San Antonio whenever I was working for World Class. And then ran into him again when he was working with Crockett. They were talking about putting us together so that he could have a run with Flair, and the addictions took over, and probably for the best, because as bad as he drove, we probably would have ended up dead from a car wreck for sure.
Nikita Koloff.
Oh my gosh. One of those guys that thank you for taking the business so seriously. I mean, if you're willing to put yourself 100% into your gimmick to where you change your name, to where you fave everyone, to where everyone's believing your gimmick, just amazing. Just how much he put into being Nikita Koloff.
Ronnie Garvin.
They say hands of stone. They mean it. He was very very stiff, but his work looked good. The funniest story I had with him was in Greenville, South Carolina. He was working against Tully, and Tully was like slumped down in the ropes. He was like sitting down on the canvas with his back up against the ropes, and he's working Ronnie. Well, Ronnie's wanting to still get a shine and still keep on beating up Tully. So Tully's kind of slumped down. So he reached down in the front of Tully's trunks to pull him out of the corner, and the string in Tully's tights broke, and his trunks broke. And so it exposed like all of his junk to everyone like back behind him. And so I don't know who got more heat out of that with Tully, with people razzing Tully, or whether it was like, well, Baby Doll doesn't expect very much. That wasn't very impressive. And just it was funny. It was really funny.
That's great. Big Bubba.
Oh, just a sweetheart. Oh my gosh. Really, really one of the super, super nice guys. Whenever World Class had come through Texas when my girls were little, I went to the matches to go kind of see everybody and have my girls, and he invited everyone up to his room, and he shared his Chinese food with my daughters, which I thought was like really like super, super nice.
Last one, Ric Flair.
Oh my gosh, you don't have another hour show to do on Ric Flair. Um, Whatever you see on TV, that's real life Ric Flair. From 5 o'clock in the morning, like in the hotel lobby, waiting for the shuttle to take us to the airport to catch a flight to go wherever we had to go. Um, he knew everyone. He was super good at remembering people's names. Um, just if it wasn't for Flair, I don't think that wrestling would have never been what it is now. Just a pioneer cannot look at his work and go, he was bad for business. Flair was always good for business.
Now, when you left NWA and Sam was in WWF, did you ever get a tryout with WWF? Did you ever think of going there?
I trained with Nelson Royal for the summer of '87. Rockin' Robin and I went up there and trained with Nelson. Um, I I didn't know I had a tryout. It was kind of like when you're on the road and everybody's like has to get there so early, and you're just trying to find stuff to do. Well, Alani Kai was on one of the cards that Sam was on. So, and Leilani and I have been friends like forever. And so Sam was like, "Hey, you got your gear. Why don't you go put on your gear and take some bumps with Leilani? Leilani's up in the ring." So hurried up and got dressed. And I had no idea that that was like a tryout. I thought we were just messing around, taking bumps and, do a couple of arm drags and hip tosses and lock up and, the whole thing, and just kind of like get used to like working with someone else other than Nelson. And Robin was also there. She put on her gear and worked out with Alani. Well, had no clue that that was like our tryout. And they took Robin, which is perfect. I love it because Robin was so good. She had some absolute wonderful matches with Sherry, especially in Paris. Got to sing the national anthem for WrestleMania. I like it that all the members of our family that wanted to be in wrestling was able to be in wrestling. She did amazing. I mean, I'm really happy for her, and that I'm glad that she took the bumps and I didn't, because I I would not have been as good as her by any means.
Was at that WrestleMania 5 as a kid. I
Right?
was, yeah, I was there as a kid. Yeah, that was WrestleMania 5 at Trump Plaza. I was there. Um, Baby doll, this is great. I couldn't thank you more for your time. Is there anything you want to plug? Is there anything you want promoters to reach you where they can reach you at?
I'm available like on Facebook and Twitter. Just put in my first name, Nicola, Nickla. My information will come up. I've got Ashland, Kentucky, October the 7th, and then WrestleCade the last weekend of November. So a lot of stuff coming up and some really big shows.